Today we'll discuss the cardiomyopathies. These are the heart diseases resulting from primary abnormality in the myocardium. WHO classification of cardiomyopathies include primary and secondary conditions. Primary, those resulting from genetic abnormalities of the cardiac muscles. It can be dilated cardiomyopathy, hypertrophic or restrictive. Secondary, those resulting from infections, metabolic and nutritional diseases, endocrine disorders, neuromuscular diseases, and blood diseases. And those include tumors too. The dilated cardiomyopathy, the myocardial abnormality which is characterized by progressive cardiac hypertrophy. The heart becomes enlarged and later it is associated with dilatation and contractile dysfunction with diminished cardiac output. Causes of dilated cardiomyopathy can be myocarditis, alcohol consumption, pregnancy, drugs such as doxorubicin, genetic defects, and it can be idiopathic. Now what happens is there is myocyte injury, there is decrease in contractility, decrease in stroke volume, increased left ventricular filling pressures lead to primary congestion, which can lead to dyspnea, orthopnea and rales, while systemic congestion which can lead to edema, ascites and jugular venous distension. Left ventricular dilatation, it can lead to mitral regurgitation and which can either lead to decrease in the forward cardiac output leading to fatigue and weakness. Physical examination, there is decreased cardiac output, tachycardia, decreased blood pressure, cool extremities, pulmonary venous congestion, pleural effusion is seen. When cardiac, there can be murmur, angina, and if there is systemic congestion, then hepatosplenomegaly, ascites and peripheral edema can be observed. As you can see, the chamber of the heart is dilated. On morphology, myocytes appear to be hypertrophied with elongated nuclei but mostly stretched and irregular. Interstitial and endocardial fibrosis can be seen and scattered scar formation is also observed. Left ventricular hypertrophy due to pressure overload, not due to pressure overload, and vigorous systolic function but impaired diastolic function can be seen. When it is not due to pressure overload, then hypertrophy is variable in both severity and location. They can be asymmetric septal hypertrophy, symmetric, which is non-obstructive, and atypical hypertrophy. If systolic function is vigorous but impaired diastolic function is present, then impaired relaxation of ventricles and elevated diastolic pressure will be observed. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy occurs in 0.2 to 2%, 0.2%. A hypertrophied and non-dilated left ventricle is in the absence of another disease. Left ventricular, as you can see, this is septal hypertrophy. As a result, the ventricular cavity is reduced in size. Asymmetrical septal hypertrophy is seen in this condition. What happens is that on microscopic examination of the heart, the muscles show that they are placed abnormally. The normal alignment of muscle is absent and this abnormality is called myocardial disarray. As you can see, normal muscle structure is like this, but in this condition, myocardial disarray can be seen, and microscopically this can be observed as this. This is the myocardial disarray and these are the normal muscle structure. Pathophysiology, main abnormality of the heart in this condition is an excessive thickening of the muscle. Thickening begins during early adolescence and stops when the growth has finished, that is up to early 20s. As you can see in the diagram, there is asymmetric septal hypertrophy and the muscle thickening in this area may be sufficient